let me tell you about my books. Ask me about my books. Hello everybody. I have a big announcement to make. Guess what? Last night I released the ebook and the paperback for publication of Rare Blooms, A Life Rediscovered, book number 4 of Clancy Mountain. So, oh, this makes me so nervous when I do that. We have gone through this a million times. I've had 4 beta readers, and I've read these things a million times on screens and in the actual physical form. I went through my book twice, my physical proof copy book twice, from start to finish, from cover to cover, to find any inconsistencies or typos or left out words or too many words or whatever. And you know what? You know, at some point you got to just fish or cut bait. You have to say, okay, there's nothing else you can do. Get on with it. Just publish it. So, ebook will come out first because ebooks are a digital file and they're so much easier. They will come out first. You can buy them on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, bookshop.org, and a bunch of other ones that I don't know much about, Kobo. You can buy them all there. But you can also buy them on my PayHip site. All my ebooks are listed there. It's only ebooks there so far. To actually sell my physical books, I would have to stock them myself and mail them out myself, and I'm just too inundated right now with life to take that on. But the ebooks are there, and when you buy it with your first purchase, you will get a coupon for 10% off the next purchase. How about that? And Irises in September, the first book of the series, is on sale for $1.99 through the end of this month. So if you want to start the series from book 1, start there. Of course, that's the ebook. But I want to talk to you a little bit about Rare Blooms. I've kept everything kind of close to the vest for on all my books, really, until they were out. But I think I was trying to come up with what this book is actually about and what people might find interesting about it. So in Rare Blooms, the community of Clancy, which is the city, it's the little town at the foot of Clancy Mountain in northeast Georgia, in the mountain area. And that community, the quiet life contrasts with the dangerous and unforgiving wilderness in this book, for sure. The wilderness itself is almost a character. Our main protagonist, which is, of course, the main character, is Tanner Shepard. He's a biological science technician specializing in rare blooms and locating and cataloging rare species, plants and animals on the mountain, but mainly the plants. And in searching for a rare orchid on the mountain that only blooms every few years, and they don't even know which years it blooms, he finds an injured woman hiding on the mountain who refuses to identify herself, and he rescues her. And it leads to a very slow burn relationship where their trust grows slowly. Now this book is a little bit different in some ways. This book touches on the very dark subject of domestic abuse with this newly introduced character. Like Nelda Clay and Irises in September, this woman leaves her life and makes an abrupt change. But this time it's for an even darker reason. Not just losing her husband. Nelda lost her husband, instantly decided to move to the mountains and leave the suburbs and have a quiet life by herself. And she built a life and became an artist, a well-known artist and a well-known author. And yeah, imagine that. I wish I was as well known as she was in this book. But so, you know, this woman, Nelda was 50, widowed at 50, and moved to the mountains. And Raina is this woman's name. Raina is escaping a life that had taken a very dark turn. The life she finds in Clancy is uplifting and positive, and it happens in the most unexpected way. Though she resists it because she feels unworthy to draw others into her drama, that she doesn't want to hurt anyone else. She's hurt enough and she doesn't want to hurt anybody else. So, you know, you'll see returning characters in Rare Blooms, and you'll meet some new ones. And let's just say a character that you're going to love to hate is resolved in what will be a shocking to some and satisfying to others way. So, I do want to tell you about something else about this book that's a little bit different than the others. Fair warning here, okay? Because of the unsettling theme and necessary scenes, one scene in particular, there's a bit of profanity, not the F word. I will never do that. I don't say it. I don't like it. It just grates on my nerves. When I hear it, I just don't use that, and I don't use it in my books. But a bit of profanity, appropriate to the situation in this stressful scene. And, you know, think about it. Evil characters, really evil people who never curse, are completely unrealistic, in my opinion anyway. So for the sake of realism, a few words were necessary to the story that rarely make their way into my books. But it's very limited, okay? Very limited. But on a brighter note, there are animal characters that you love to see, dogs for you dog lovers, horses, people living their chosen satisfying lives and finding their calling until the main family encounters an evil they didn't anticipate. Which they kind of did in Chosen Ground too. So, and here's another thing. I don't know a lot of people caught this in Chosen Ground, but a mysterious offhand comment was made by one of the main characters in Chosen Ground, which is book 3. It was kind of a cliffhanger, and it went by so fast, I don't know if a lot of people caught that. It was made by a character named Shawnee. I've known a woman named Shawnee in my life, and we were in the military. And it's kind of, that little cliffhanger comment that she made is fully explained in Rare Blooms, and it leads to a dark revelation that was pivotal, became pivotal to Raina's emotional recovery from abuse. So, near the end of the story, a little girl is lost in the mountains. Her family's on vacation in the mountains, which is, you know, this is a vacation area right here where I live. I'm in the mountains. I'm not wherever I speak around here. But although the town itself is fictitious, it's still set in a certain area of the mountains where they have a lot of high elevations and whatnot in Georgia. So our protagonist, Tanner Shepard, volunteers for the search team. And because of his job, the job he does on horseback every single day and on foot on the mountain, he's so familiar with all the hidden places, or almost all of them, of Clancy Mountain. And so through the events of that search, he experiences a life-changing moment. Relationships and trials and strong ties to local history and family and traditions, those run throughout all of the books in the series. I didn't want to, in effect, write the same kind of stories over and over again, just switching out the characters and the same things. So I was challenged to come up with new conflicts to address in each one. I think I managed that, but readers will ultimately be the judge of it. So if you're ready, you'll probably start seeing the ebook tomorrow out on the, I'll say on the shelves. It's not going to be on the shelves, obviously. Everything I have writing is online, is available online. You may get the ebook on payhip.com. Fuller Life Books is my site. So I hope you're fascinated by some of the little tidbits that I gave you in this video about Rare Blooms. And I am currently about almost 50,000 words into book number 5, which will be the 5th and final book in this particular series. I have thought about, I wasn't going to write another series, but I have thought about, actually, I have some really good characters introduced in this book, and I think I could. They are really series worthy. I think I could write an entire series based on those. It's a particular family, and I think you might figure out which one it is when you read the book. But I think they are series worthy. I'm just not sure if I'm ready for a series, the commitment of a series. I don't think it would be 5 books. It might be 3. It might just be 3 this time. But people like series. They like to not be, some people don't, some people do. Tell me, do you like to read series so where there's connections in each book? Not just, it's not a series of standalones. This is not really a series of standalones per se. Each has links to the other, or the previous one, and maybe the one before and the one before. And there's only one character. Going through the 5th book here, there's only one character that makes it through all 5 books. And any of you people who have read the first 3 that are out now, and then you read Rare Blooms, you might figure out who that is. So, it's one of my favorites. So, talk to you later. If you want, these books are basically clean books. It's not, you know, glitter and puppy dogs and, you know, rainbows and things like that. None of that stuff. it's got some real gritty situations, and it's got values, family values, found family, family by blood, traditions, heritage. It's got that interwoven through all of these books. So, take care, everybody. Let me know if you intend to get these. Especially if you tend to get rare blooms, because I think it's kind of an interesting premise. I had to research some things for this book. I have had to research some things for several books, but you know, the domestic abuse, I actually did a little bit of one-on-one research with a friend of mine, and she guided me through certain things that may be effective in this scene, this particular raw scene. This is really a kind of a flashback for Raina, and you know, I want realism. I want to have authenticity in these books, so I had to research a lot of different things, especially for this last one. And you know, I tell you what, that's been the most enjoyable thing in my life, I think, so far, except for some other, you know, major life events or something. But it's been so therapeutic, and it's been such a good distraction from life, because I got life going on, y'all. I'm sure you do too. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.